This Snyder cut, I'll start by saying I was dreading this. I was dreading it like 4 hours. Zack Snyder, oh man. Because I'm not the biggest Zack Snyder fan. I'm not a fan of Zack Snyder at all as a director where comic movies are concerned. Like when he does comic book movies, I don't know. I don't like the whole dark and gritty thing he does. I just don't, not a fan of that. Like Sucker Punch, I mindfuck. And it just didn't, it wasn't good. Watchmen, hated Watchmen. Uh, Man of Steel, that's not my idea of Superman. That's all I'm saying. Batman and Superman. Oh, disappointed. Sleeping in tears. Disappointed. Can't blame him for other Justice League. Now, this whole Snyder Cut seems to be a pattern because I understand there's another version of Sucker Punch that doesn't suck. No thanks. One of my fuck was enough. There's a longer version of Watchmen. No, no, it was long enough. I don't believe there's another version of Man of Steel. We got the Ultimate Edition of Batman and Superman, which I've seen most of in my collection. And then Justice League. I remember when I walked out of the theater, day one when it came out, the one other time I ever saw it, I said, I'll get this if it comes with another version. And here we are, the Snyder Cut. I wasn't the campaign, that's great that that happened. And he responded, that's great. But I wasn't at all for it. You go back and watch that video, I'm like, I'll watch it for Superman, I guess. Speaking of which, I wore my oldest Superman shirt for this one. Because it's the only one I have here. Where I have back my black one. But I forgot to. I got a black Superman shirt that Essence Kryptonite. Anyway, yeah, man, like, wow. This movie, I've heard it said that this movie is not to be watched, it is to be experienced. That's 100% true. This movie was an experience, man. And it ain't not a damn nothing like the other one. Okay, like what we saw in the theatrical cut, most of that is just in the first, the cut in the chapters. Most of that's just in the first chapter. The rest is almost all Snyder. And this movie is not what I thought it was going to be. It was not as dark and gritty and mopey and broody as I thought it would be. Like roughly half of the theatrical cut. No, this was all bright, like really bright, colorful even. There was humor. It's not as funny. Who knew? Who knew? And these characters felt like these characters, man. And didn't get all dark or anything until at the end when things going down. Like the trailer, I believe this whole thing struck the whole movie. It's not just the last chapter. Like you got the last chapter. That's where it's dark at. Wow, like wow. What this does explain a lot of what the other one didn't. Much like these directors' cuts or producers' cuts do. Oh, excuse me. Except unlike say Halloween 6, in which neither one of those necessarily the definitive cut. No, I could say the Snyder cut is the definitive cut. It got from some guy, and that's coming from someone who's not exactly Snyder's biggest fan as a director when it comes to comic movies. But hell, that might have changed, man. Watching this one, that might have changed. Like, they keep doing this, even though I know there's a rumor like that he's done. What a hell of a way to go out. Like, yeah, if he's truly done, yeah, I guess that's this big moment. That's it. I know this hashtag which restore the Snyderverse. I'm hearing like apparently he's going to do the next movies and I don't know about that because I like just heard rumor that he's done with these superhero movies. I guess, which I don't blame him. I don't blame him. And he went out high, didn't he? He went out high. Um, yeah. And each character is explained more, even the ones that got the short end of the stick, like the Flash and especially Cyborg, who in more ways than one, on screen and off, got the short end of the stick there. Like we know this was a difficult production, and Snyder had to leave because it was a tragedy. They brought in Joss Whedon and made this even more of a difficult production, especially for some, which is a whole other topic of conversation within itself. But yeah, and y'all start with Cyborg since we're on that. Ray Fisher is such a good actor. I'm not too familiar with him, but him as Victor Stone, incredible. I loved it. I see what he can do, but him as Cyborg felt robotic, and despite his name and his physical appearance, Cyborg's anything but. He's like Lieutenant Data from Star Trek Next Generation. Like, he's the most human character oftentimes, like Data. He's completely artificial, but yet he's the most human. That's his whole thing. Same with like Andromeda from herself from Andromeda, or like Android from Dark Mirror. These characters are way more human than the actual humans. And it's same here. Like Cyborg's supposed to be like hard, I guess, like because of what he's went through, you know. And Ray Parker's acting robotic. It's not him at all. I know Cyborg's always upgrading himself. Maybe he hasn't upgraded personality yet. I don't know. But I loved him in this. I loved his backstory in this. Ray Parker be jacked. Yeah. Ray Parker. That's someone else entirely. Ghostbusters. No. Ray Fisher. Sorry. Ray Fisher be jacked. But yeah. And in the Flash, we saw his iris was also black, like the TV counterpart. That's cool. Got a bit on him. Got a bit more of him with his father. Man, the highlights of this movie, like the highlights of the theatrical cut, man, was that Superman fight scene where he fought the whole Justice League. It's in here, but it plays a bit differently. Okay, like the ending, it is not as annoying as it was the first time around. Lois don't just show up. Like a lot more happens. Aquaman does something funny, then she shows up, and it's way better. Like, yeah, and then we're going to like the other characters we got a great deal of before. You can see this setting up movies that already come out, like Aquaman set up for Aquaman, Wonder Woman, kind of set up for kind of set up for Wonder Woman 84, and so on and so forth. But the characters, man, like Aquaman and Wonder Woman, I love Greek mythology, I do, and imagine my surprise when I saw some Greek gods in here. Just minor spoilers. I was like, whoa. And it makes sense given how tied Wonder Woman and Aquaman are with mythology. I was like, whoa, you know, like that, like during that whole, like that whole Amazon fight scene was, man, man. And this all starts, this whole movie, right from the beginning, the whole bank thing with Wonder Woman. I was in awe from the beginning, from that bank scene. It was so epic. I was like, wow. The act was so much better. Like, wow. Aquaman, we see more of Mira, who's still Amber Heard. We see more of them setting up, like I said, for Aquaman the movie, I guess, or maybe it takes place right after it. In any case, they know each other and are probably a thing. Um, we see more of the Amazons. I remember the first time around, I thought one of the Amazons holding up the door when things was going on was Beth Phoenix, the Glamazon, and it's not. I almost thought that again this time too. To get a better look at her, like, is that Beth Phoenix? That's way too good for me to get her. That's on the nose. That's layers. It wasn't her, man. Oh man. So, and then let's see. Oh yeah, Superman, the Man of Steel. In my eyes, the main event. This one almost made me feel for these Henry Cavill fans who are just so pissed off right now that he's basically left the franchise again. They're bringing in someone else, a black Superman, and I'm like, okay, fine. I mean, he's not Clark Kent, so I got no problem. Like, I know there are multiple Supermen. It's cool. Um, some people are pissed. This was almost made me pissed. Because wow, wow. Just like before in the theatrical cut, Superman was finally Superman. Like in the other one, they brighten his suit up and he's speaking like this. I fight for truth and justice. Is that Joker still bothering you? Like it was so cool. This one he don't talk like that. That was all the other guy. But he's still him. And black suit. That scene alone with all those Easter eggs, I won't spoil it, but I saw some other suits in there. I'm like, oh. Also, I know what one of those pods is. Who the hell was in that other one? Whose body was that? I don't know. But yeah, uh, when he gets his black suit's coming by Men in Black, by Men in Black, by Will Smith from Men in Black 2 popped in my head. You know, I was like, oh man. Oh, he had the mullet and the beard to be complete, but still, it was awesome. Oh man, when he showed up at the end, he didn't do the thing I just did. He didn't do that. He said something else. It was so awesome. It was so awesome. It just and like before, of course, he wrecks Steppenwolf. He really does. Those punches are what I should have felt watching Batman and Superman. Like I felt them punches, man. All the light all over the place. You know? Oh man. Even Lois time around wasn't annoying. And I wasn't asking why is she here? Why? Well, not at all. I actually liked her this time around. You know, like yeah. And I think that's good. Like there's one more kind of returning character, Martha Kent. Technically she's only in one scene, but you see her throughout the movie. Like by now you have to know who that is. Like it was a big rumor. It's true. Okay. Yeah. In that scene I was like, what the like it was Martian Manhunter. Um apparently he's been in plain sight the whole time. He's played by someone else who's been in there the whole time, this franchise the whole time. Like, why ain't you been fighting? And he shows up at the end, minor spoilers, he shows up at the end. He's like, you know what? Probably should fight for this planet. I didn't fight for my own. Like, that's true. That's very true. I'm like, you could have helped. You're like a Superman level. You could, it's a big help. Anyway, but yeah. And you see a lot of Ryan Choi in this, which is interesting. I don't remember him at all with Theatrical Cut. Ryan Choi is the Atom, not the one we know. Ray Palmer, was played by Brandon Routh on Legends of Tomorrow. This is the second Atom. He was also in Crisis on TV. Maybe that's why he started up in here. Popularity just skyrocketed. So it was interesting seeing him. Yeah, and like I was glued to it the whole time. I've never said that about a Zack Snyder superhero movie or comic movie ever. I was glued to it the whole time. I watched it in one sitting. Okay, one sitting. I only paused it 2 or 3 times to use the restroom, get something to eat, and then like say hi to my nieces because they showed up. And when it was over, I went back to playing with them. But yeah, like one sitting, got through all 4 hours. Such an easy watch. The 4 hours breeze on through, man. They really do, man. I don't think I have anything bad to say about it, man. Like not one thing. Usually, comes Zack Snyder, I'm like, all right, let me do it like I did. Not this time around. My only nitpick is if Manhunter was there the whole time, why not join the fight? Because you see him one time before the fight and one time after. Cut one of those out. We'll be fine. And a lot of people are saying that whole epilogue was unnecessary. I won't say the whole epilogue, but a good chunk of it was not really needed. I'll say that. But yeah, man, this was awesome, awesome, awesome. It's coming from a guy who don't even like Snyder as a director for superhero movies at all. Just really want to go out on him. And by all means, let this be your coup de grace, man. I thank you. A plus, obviously. Yes. Watch this. Watch it now.